Greetings, my fellow gamers. This is Wraith King. Welcome to 7 Nights, and today we're taking a look at Heavenia. Yeah, she's been awakened. Yay! Can I go to bed now?
I swear the oath of the indomitable warrior.
How many of you know she's gonna be broken? She's gonna be broken, guys! She's gonna be a game changer! Huge! Complete game changer. She's gonna be an epic hero. Sylvester better watch out! What do her skills do? Alright, I don't feel like reading this. Video's over, everybody. Okay, I'm reading it. What this does is she becomes immune to all attacks for 3 turns. The following effect will be applied if an enemy uses instant heal skill. No, this does not work with Chris's healing whenever somebody dies. No. It's when a skill is used, not a passive ability. Amplifies an ally's physical attack by 200% 4 times. Not bad. Activates only when an enemy uses an instant heal skill that applies in proportion to physical attack, magic attack, not activated by vitality or turn-based healing effects. So yeah, pretty much what I just said. You know, I'm actually kind of happy to see that she has something like this, because that means she'll actually see play. In the Korean version, she never saw play. She pretty much didn't exist because she never had a real purpose. And when she was released, there were so many game-breaking and meta-changing heroes that were released on the special hero list, so there was no reason to really use her. But now that she has an effect like this, she might actually see some play. But what she does in Smart Mode is she recovers the HP of all allies by 30% each time an enemy dies. You might be wondering, why don't I just use Chris? He does the same thing. Well, I think these 2 abilities stack both hers and Chris, so you might be getting healing from both, I think. I'm not sure. I've never really tried another hero that has a similar effect to Chris, because that's kind of what that is. I've never used them both on the same team before. I've never done that before, so I can't really tell you a yes or a no on that. But alright, what her active ability does, her first one, is she inflicts 2,000 fixed damage on all enemies 2 times, decreases the enemy's buff duration by 3 turns, decreases the target's recovery rate by 80% for 2 turns. That's okay. I mean, the 2,000 fixed damage, since it's not piercing and since it's fixed damage, that's 2,000. It's barely going to scratch anybody. So this ability isn't all that great, besides having a few interesting debuff abilities. It's just not all that great. But with that passive, she might see some play in Smart Dungeon. But I still have a feeling she's just going to see the same fate she saw in the Korean version. What this does is she inflicts 80% physical damage 4 times on 2 enemies. Additionally, nullifies the target's block for 2 turns. No piercing, of course. Of course, she doesn't have any piercing. Piercing would have actually been decent on her. But this removes buffs, which is very good. It just completely removes buffs. And on any case, that is fantastic. Like, a special hero with an ability like that is broken. So a normal hero with that is pretty decent. But be that as it may, still nothing too fancy, but that's a pretty okay skill, so she gets a plus for that. Alright, what this ability does is she inflicts 240% physical damage on all enemies. Increases damage for 2 to 4 target skills by 50% for 2 turns. Sets cooldowns of all allies. In Smart Mode, she inflicts 2,000 fixed damage on all enemies 2 times. Not bad. Now, I wonder if that is applied with her 240% physical damage. If it is, that's going to hit pretty hard. That's not bad, actually. and Smart. But problem is, barely anyone uses Smart Dungeon. Barely anybody. At least I know I don't. But you know what? I'll get into all that at the end of the video. Let's take a look at her animations.
Yeah! One more time! I judge thee with this sword!
Beautiful.
Think you can withstand this?
I really wish they could have changed her animations a little bit, but that's okay.
With this light! I will smite thee!
Forgot how cool that was. That's a really cool animation. Okay, opinion time. I feel like she should have been released when Awakened Heroes were announced. The hype around her would have been a lot bigger, and since she would have been one of the first there, she probably would have seen her own team, maybe even a good meta. But since that's not the case, she's just one of those heroes everybody's gonna miss. Nobody's really gonna use her because there are heroes that do pretty much just what she does, but better. So she's not gonna see much play, unfortunately. I really like her character though. Both her and her sister are really cool characters, but it's just that she was released far too deep into the game. Same thing happened on the Korean version of Seven Knights. She was just released way too late. Way too late. If she was released earlier in the game, as I said before, she would have seen some type of team, some type of play, because she would have been one of the first Awakened characters. Kind of like how it was with her sister. There wasn't really too many Awakened tanks at the time when she was Awakened, so she was a good hero to put on your team. She was just okay. And I feel like that would have happened with her sister too, if she actually was released then, at that time. But since she wasn't, well, she's kind of an underwhelming hero. Probably one of the reasons I even missed her. Someone actually had to remind me that she was even Awakened because I didn't notice. I didn't notice at all. I didn't even read anything about her being Awakened, but I must have overread it or something, or didn't do enough research, but I didn't know, really. But yeah, not the best hero right now. I mean, I imagine she would be okay in Titarius. Not Titarius, but Smart Dungeon. Be that as it may, man, just an underwhelming hero. I really like her too, which is sad. I like her character. Ah, man. And I feel like they need heroes that aren't underwhelming right now, especially where the game is. I mean, it's not like it's dying or anything. This is a great game. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. I love it so much. But as a player who has been playing Seven Knights for about 6 years now, I kind of want something new. I would love to have a new game, and that's where Seven Knights 2 comes in. But hey, I got bad news for you. It's not going to be in English. So if you are an English player, yeah, I'm sorry, it's not in English. Now, I don't know if it's going to have a language setting or not. They should have one. Devs, if you are watching, just add a language setting. It doesn't have to be in English with voice acting and all that kind of stuff. I just want to be able to read. So devs, if you're watching, just add a language setting. That's all we want. Now, I was going to talk to you guys about this earlier in the video, but I said, you know what? No, I'm going to say it later, and here we are. As for the Smart Dungeon thing, I don't play it. I never felt compelled to play it, even though it does reward me. I don't know. I just felt like, I mean, when it was announced in the Korean version, I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. But what this game needs right now is an upgrade. We really need that Seven Knights 2. And it looks like they're releasing it in the Korean server first. You know what? I'm fine with that, but devs, please, just add a language setting. Please, I am begging you. I do not need a complete do-over of a game just so it could be in my language. Just add an English language setting. Or any language setting. The most popular countries that have been playing Seven Knights, the most popular servers, just add a language setting for those servers, okay? It doesn't have to be in every last / country globally. You don't have to have every last language in there, no. Just at least have the most popular language available, you know, as a setting. Because I love the Korean version of Seven Nights. I really like it. The global version, it's okay. But I still had to start all over again. I didn't really like doing that. I don't know if I can do that with Seven Nights too. I mean, hack slash games are awesome. They're epic. And I think that's what Seven Nights 2 is going for. I never liked starting over with hack slash games. I hated doing that. So, I'd rather not just have a global version and have it completely done all over again. Just everything reset, because I know that's what you're gonna do when you do release it globally. You're gonna reset everything. Everything's gonna be set back to square one just so it could be in my language. I don't really want to do that. I mean, hey, there can be a global version if you guys want to make it in the future, but I just want a language setting, really. But anyway, yeah, I just think this game needs an upgrade right now because it's getting just a little bit underwhelming, just a little bit. I will continue to review every last hero that is released, but yeah, the game isn't really entertaining me too much anymore. I've been playing Warframe a ton. I need to start uploading the videos I record on that though, really. Because I've recorded a lot. I've done so much off-camera grinding, guys. I can't wait to show you guys some more videos on Warframe. Oh, man. Oh, and I was going to tell you guys how to get Garuda. I keep forgetting about that. But yeah, back to Seven Nights. I feel like it just needs an upgrade. This game is beautiful. It has so much going for it. The character designs are just epic. They're glorious. That's the reason people keep coming back to it, as I said earlier. But it really just needs that upgrade. Seven Nights 2 just needs to happen. So hopefully we get to see a Seven Nights 2 with a language setting at least. But anyways, that is all the time I have left for this video, my fellow gamers. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, and please do subscribe. But until then, take it easy for me, and please do have a blessed day. Bye.